Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to figure this out. So dark. I was just on TikTok live sewing and it was a mess. My phone kept freezing up. So we're moving over here to finish this bag. I'm here. Hello. How annoying. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for coming over here, you guys. I was almost like, let me just get off and start again tomorrow. But I didn't want to leave you guys hanging like that. Hello again. Oh, welcome, Heidi. Wondered what happened. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It just froze up on me again. And you know what I was thinking after I got off? You know how I added the little picture of the Leilani in like the little corner wherever it was? I feel like the last time I went live, it did that as well. And I had that little green screen where I had the picture up. So I'm wondering if it's the picture. If it's just causing it to time out. I don't know. I'm about to start working on making the Becca first time doing this one. And don't be nervous. Don't be nervous, Karina. I'm just an email away if you need anything. My email is info@butterbags.com. But there is a video tutorial that came with that pattern, which is hopefully all you need. Okay, so here are the shoulder strap connectors. We're going to do a couple of faux stitches at the top. But the top stitching on the pockets, I'm going to try to do a little bit differently and see if it works. I've been thinking about this in my head for a couple of days. Hey, Frida. Do I pre-wash your cotton? No. For clothes, when I make clothes, I do, but not for bag making. Most bag makers don't pre-wash their cotton. Hello again, Natalie. Can you guys see me okay? It looks really dark on my screen, but I don't know if it's just the way it's showing. I went in and looked at the filter. There's no filter on here. Okay. Okay, good. I'm buying your pattern today. Thanks, Yvonne. I linked it in this description. So if you would like to purchase this pattern that I'm using, the Leilani, you can use that link to purchase it. All right, here is the main panel for the bag. Going to measure over. Use my measuring or my ruler so that I can get this nice and flush and even. Okay, good. I prompted the SF one I wanted hearing and wondered if it's because I don't pre-wash. I don't pre-wash, but I do use a steam press when I attach my SF-101. So it might be that, if you're using an iron, it might be that your iron might not be hot enough. I would use the steam setting for sure. It's a touch darker. Okay, good. Okay, so we attached the shoulder strap connectors just with tape. We stitched the top down just a little bit. I'm going to start in that last stitch and I'm going to stitch all the way down and then come back all the way up and end in that top stitch on both of them. Keep my threads out of the way. pull those through and knot them off. And that's going to make it look like the stitching is seamless all the way up to the top, even though we know it's not. And the reason why we don't do it all the way to the top is because we need to add our hardware. Hi, Loretta. I'll show you what it looks like. This one is a little off. It's okay. And then we're going to do the same thing here. I was coming in hot on that other stitch. I'm going to slow down a little sooner. That one looks much better. Me too. With all the technical issues that we've been facing this morning, I'm just ready to get this bag over with already. Okay, here's the one we just did. It looks a lot better than this one. This one's okay. All right, we're gonna do the exact same thing for the other panel. Guys, when I get off this live today, guess what I'm going to do? You're never gonna guess. Take a nap. No, I wish. That was actually a really good guess, but no. No. It's only, I can't even see the time. That's weird. With the YouTube, I can't even see the time on my phone. Go to the beach, shopping for fabric. I wish. No, I'm going to start on my new pattern. I have a new pattern. I mean, I have so many patterns in my head that I want to do. It just obviously takes time. I'll be I have it mapped out in my mind, and then now I have to actually map it out on paper. So I'm going to start doing that when I get off. The shopping for fabric, that was a good guess. It will be smaller, yeah. Take a bubble bath. Let me tell you guys about a little secret about Hawaii. The bathtubs here, the bathtub comes up to like probably the top of my calf. I'm 5'4". The bathtubs here are so small that it's almost impossible to take an actual bath. It's gonna be a bag. That means we'll not see as much. What do you mean, Teely? Hi, Sylvia. You mean see me as much? Like I'll be off messing around with this pattern? Nah. Making a pattern, not the mindless stuff we're talking about the other day. Before sun. No, I'm gonna still come live. I have a couple of custom orders. I'm just waiting for their fabric to come in. It'll probably come in next week. Probably the end of the end of this week, which means that I will be doing their lives next week. So that's going to force me to go live. So no, I won't stay away. Tomorrow I still plan on doing the live. If TikTok, I'm going to try it with TikTok with doing the ASMR where you're just looking down and we're not looking at each other. I'm going to do that tomorrow on TikTok. And then Thursday, I plan on doing a face-to-face like we normally do. So no, I won't let it. I know I got a lot of bad feedback when I was gone for a couple of weeks messing around with this pattern. Okay, so we have our faux stitches done. I'm going to add a couple pieces of double-sided tape. Grab my other panel. It was worth the wait. Thanks, Barb. That's so sweet of you to say. Get my ruler out. Okay, let's tape down on that side. Do the same thing over here. What platform do you guys like better? Do you like the YouTube or TikTok? YouTube. I'm not allowed to have TikTok. YouTube. TikTok. Looks like it's like half. TikTok. Either I'm flexible. It looks like it's about half. Okay, so this one is stitched on. Stitches don't look terrible. Remember, we did not stitch the top down, but it does look like we did because we did those false stitches. I like TikTok because it's bigger view for me. Yeah, I feel like this view is a little bit smaller too. And on my end, it looks dark. And I know that my words are backwards because, well, for me it's backwards. I don't know if it's backwards for you guys or if they flip it straight. But I couldn't find the option to flip my camera. So I don't know if the words, if it looks straight to you guys, not backwards. I like you too. It's a little darker. TikTok, keep up. Yeah, me too. Same. Words are correct. Okay. It looks backwards for me. Which I actually kind of like because I can point to things. Because it looks right on my screen. Straightforward. Full view. I showing the words the right way. TikTok because I'm always on it. But better can watch full screen. And don't see the chat on YouTube yet. Okay. We have sewn our shoulder strap connectors down for both panels. Now we are going to do, this bag has a slip pocket on one side, and then on the other side it has a zipper pocket plus a dual slip pocket. So let me grab my hardware. I'm going to add my hardware, and then I'm just going to do a little stay stitch at the top. And then we'll add our lining. Shucks, I wanted to do it differently. I'm sewing it like the pattern tells you to, but when I got on, I wanted to do it a little bit differently to see if it worked or not, but oh well, I'll do it next time. I don't know what is going on today. I feel like everything is all over the place. My first time catching you live. Hi, Kathleen. You need to have a YouTube account to see live chats. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I know there's a way that you can swipe them so you don't see them. Okay, I'm going to walk you guys through what I was thinking about how to make this bag a little bit differently than the pattern says. So, instead of sewing your connectors down like we just did, what I was thinking about doing is adding our lining piece, flipping it over, lifting up these, because remember these won't be sewn down, lifting these up, do a top stitch, and then sew down the connectors. And if you've never seen me make this bag, probably doesn't make sense to you, but here's why I was thinking about doing it that way. Now that we have the connectors sewn on, we're going to have to do a top stitch, right, to top stitch this down. What I like to do is top stitch in between the connectors, which means that I have to pull my threads through each time I stop when I'm top stitching. But I'm feeling like if I'm able to pull these connectors back, I can just top stitch all the way down and then pull these connectors down and then sew them on. And I think it's going to work. I don't know why I totally blocked out, because I came on the live earlier, was like, man, I got a new idea of how it can be sewn a little bit easier. That was one of the things I was thinking of. You can totally top stitch all the way across, just there's an extra bulk right here with our connectors. So I'm thinking if I don't sew my connectors all the way down, I can do a top stitch all the way across. Does that make sense? Thanks, Linda. Oh, I didn't see the chat, so I was small on the screen. So I'm going to stop in between each of these connectors, pull my threads through the interior and knot them off, but I'm thinking the other way would work also. Makes sense. Okay, good. Okay. Sometimes when I'm explaining something, I'm like, man, that makes really good sense to me, but I don't know if everybody else hears it that way. If they hear it the way I hear it in my mind. All right, so now what I'm going to do is pull my threads through and knot them off. I'm not going to pull them through to the back. I'm actually going to pull them through to the inside because we have access to that seam. They should be able to just pop right through and we can just knot them off. That way you don't have that knot on the inside lining. The knot's going to be hidden. Just bought it. Can I leave the side strap off of it? Yvonne, you just bought what? Oh, you bought the pattern. Yeah, of course. If you don't want to do the crossbody strap connector, you don't have to add that. You would just skip that step. The last time I went live and made this bag, I did mention that I don't mind doing this part because it's just mindless work. I don't have to think about anything. Just sitting here, tie and thread. You're welcome. All right, so it's knotted off inside of our seam, so we're not going to see those knots on the back or the inside fabric, which we normally would. I'm going to clip the exterior and interior fabric together at the bottom because I want to sew those together. So here's what the top stitching looks like when we omit sewing through the connector. Again, you can top stitch all the way across. You just have to prepare yourself for the little extra bulk for the connectors. I enjoy all of these tutorials. Thanks, Jessica. All right, so now I'm just going to sew these two pieces together. And this is our side slip pocket, well, front, back slip pocket. Let me just add a little mark to the back. So this is the bag that we're making, the style. So I'm just going to align that to the main panel and stay stitch that on. So this is going to be the back of my bag, and it's going to be a full slip pocket, and it's tall so it can hold a ton of things. I'm traveling with, hoping I don't miss it. Hey, just one Hawaiian. Hey, Duana. Was that a struggle? Duana actually has, remember how I was telling you guys I have some custom orders to sew up next week? Duana's is one of them. Isn't it cute? I love this pattern. All right. So here is going to be the back of the bag, full slip pocket, our shoulder strap connectors. I'm going to set this aside and work on the other side of the bag. This one has a full zippered pocket as well as a dual slip pocket. I had to take deep breaths to make it to the show. All right, let me go ahead and add my nameplate to the center of this. I'm just gonna mark the center. Just connect those marks. And then just measure in between the connectors. Find my center. All right, let me grab a name tag. So one of your fabrics should get in either Friday or Monday. As soon as it does, I will send you an email. All right, where's my ink pen? This metal is so strong and thick. It's hard to get that down. Okay, so this is going to be the front panel of the bag. And then let's go ahead and make our zipper for the zipper closure. Just like the zipper panel, I'm going to sew open one end so it curves. What's that? I already have that. That's not, you know what? It's actually, that happens more often than you think. Some people will place their custom order and then before I even make it, they go and sign back up on the list. That's not uncommon. Okay, I'm gonna hit the ends with a lighter so it doesn't unravel. I'm going to mark where my zipper end goes. Cut this off. Back on the list. Hubby's gonna end up cutting your cards. That's hilarious. That's funny. No, you doing something. That is hilarious. Hide your cards. Okay, so I'm just adding my zipper end. And then I'm just going to stitch along the bottom of it just to hold it in place. There's not a lot of stress that gets put on this zipper. This is not the main zipper of the bag. So it's not necessary to like reinforce it or add, you know, 2 stitches. 1 is perfect. It's just covering up the raw edge. And I'm going to trim down the excess. This is what our zipper looks like for our exterior zipper pocket. Now what we're going to do is mark the center. Mark the center of our panel. Match those marks up and sew that down. Oh, shucks. I might need my connectors. Hi, Brandy. You need number, not the actual card. Yeah, just write down the numbers. My bank actually has it where I have virtual card numbers, so I don't know. It's a totally different number than my credit card, and I use those for my online purchases. So you don't even need to know your credit card number. You can get a virtual card. Y'all can get that woman in trouble. I might need to do that. Okay, now we're going to sew this on. I'm going to grab a piece of lining and stitch that on. I interface the top of mine with SF101 just because it my machine needs something thick to grab onto. I do that to the other sides. So I just add a little bit of SF101. It just thickens the material. And I'll show you what I mean when I sew the other side of the zipper pocket. zipper out of the way. All right, I'm going to clip my lining to the front so that way I can do a top stitch. And again, I am going to stitch in between the connectors and pull my thread through. You can totally just stitch all the way down. All right, and I'm going to open up, pull my stitches through so I can knot them off. I just poke my threads through with my seam ripper and then just pull them. Some more mindless work. I feel like I like YouTube a little bit better going live because it just seems a little bit more calm and not as chaotic. I know that I had set my settings to where only people who subscribe can comment. I'm not sure if I changed that or not, but I feel like that might be something I need to do on TikTok. All right, one more. I'm almost done making that many. Just follow the designers. Cool. Thanks for sharing. You make this look so easy instead of struggling a bit with the crossbody pattern. Natalie, the Alyssa crossbody? Is there something in particular that you're struggling with? Maybe I can help out, or someone else can help out. Okay, so we have our top stitching done in between our connectors, and then now I'm just going to stay stitch the bottom. The Alyssa, send me an email. info@butterbags.com. Unless you feel comfortable enough to post it in here. If you want to post it in here, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay, so now we're going to add our other lining side. I'm going to mark the center. And then match those marks up. And that's why I add a little bit of SF101. Because if I were to just sew on the sewing machine with just the zipper and then one layer of cotton, it would shred it all up. The zipper installation is being made for some reason. So the zipper installation is done the exact same way that we just did this zipper. I don't know if that helped or not. Where you open it up, you sew it open so that you have the curve, and then you add the zipper into it. Is it the zipper end or is it the curve that's hurting or you're struggling with? Because one thing you can do when you're making the bag, it's going to change the look of it when it's done, But what you can do is you can, without cutting and shaping your zipper and adding a zipper end, if you just leave it like a regular zipper and line it up all the way across, don't start or stop before the end. Line it all the way across and then sew it that way. You can make the bag that way as well. It changes the look. It doesn't look as professional, but you can still make that bag without the extra steps on prepping the zipper. When I first started sewing, I used to sew like that. Just line my zipper all the way across. So we have a little gap here and a gap here. You don't want to do that if you use the full zipper. Okay, so we have one lining on the zipper, and then now we're going to add the other half to it. I can piece a quilt like nothing else. I've never pieced a quilt, but I'm sure I would struggle. But it's probably just because you're so comfortable doing that. The more you sew bags, the easier it gets, I promise. It just takes practice. I'm sure just like quilting did. Okay, I'm going to clip my pieces together on the bottom so I can do a top stitch. And we're not going over any shoulder strap connectors, so you don't have to stop and pull through. Just go all the way across. Oh, perfect timing, my bobbin is out. I'm making it back right now. Awesome, Susan, is it your first one? Oh, you're welcome. I promise it gets easier. This is going to be just a little loud. Hey, Susan. Okay, just lining my pocket up to the main panel. What we're going to do next, so this is our zipper pocket that we just made. What we're going to do next is clip the inside lining open and then do a stitch right down the side or the center. And what that's going to do is create a sectioned slip pocket behind our zipper pocket. So let me get all threaded up and then we'll do that. What else have I good one to start with. I need several bags but no wallets. Wallets are tricky. Wallets are really tricky, especially if you are new to bag making. The necessary clutch wallet that was actually the first wallet I've ever made. With watching some really good tutorials, you can do it. I think it took me like 2 or 3 times to make that wallet before I was confident and happy with the way that it came out. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it's an easy pattern. It's not an easy pattern. But if you can master it, it's such a rewarding sew, and it's a really classy wallet, and classless and timeless. I can't tell you how many I've sold of the Necessary Clutch wallet, literally hundreds. But it just takes time just trying to master that pattern. But I think any wallet pattern they're not easy. You have your credit cards that you have to do. You have your closures. I don't need to draw a line because this is a polka dot, and I can just go up one side of the polka dot. I use Gutermann thread. It's Mara 70. You know, after 25, I'm probably, yeah, they're addicting. It's an addicting little wallet to make. All right, I've added a mark for the center. I'm going to stitch up the left side of that mark, come over, and then stitch down that mark. And I'm just following the line of polka dots all the way to the top. I'm going to back stitch at the top. I'm going to stitch 1. Start stitching, but I'm going to back stitch and then come back down. All right. So that is how I section off my dual slip pocket. I'm going to fold my zipper pocket down. So here's what we're looking like with our sectioned off slip pocket. So now we have the pocket behind the zipper sectioned off. I'm going to fold the zipper pocket down, get everything lined up. Clip all the layers together. There we go. So we have our full zippered pocket, and then we have our dual slip pockets behind that zipper pocket. And now I'm just going to stay stitch all the way around. The zipper around wallet, in my opinion, is a little bit tougher than the Necessary Clutch wallet. Thanks, Liz. Still no glasses, no. I'm struggling to see too. No. I called, when did I call? Friday? Last Friday? And she said they probably won't be here until the end of this week or the following Monday. So they are in no rush to get me my glasses. All right. Done. Okay, so we have everything prepped. The front, the back, our sides, and on this particular pattern, I show you how to add purse feet. If you want to omit the purse feet, that's totally okay. So I'm just going to find my center, long ways and short ways. This is where the first purse foot goes. And then just marked where the other 4 go. So I'm going to put 5 on this, the bottom. If you wanted to just do 4, you can do that. If you did not want to put any on the bottom, you can do that too. Remember, the pattern is just a guide, just suggestions. All you really need are the pattern pieces, which are just the bones of the pattern. And then you can add or take away. If you wanted to do this dual slip zipper pocket on both sides instead of a full slip, and then this one, you would just cut these pattern pieces out and you would do it on both sides. So all you really need are the pattern pieces. The instructions come with pictures to show you how to do it. It also comes with a video tutorial that walks you through each step on how to do it. But again, if you want to make any changes, it's your pattern. Do what you like. I'm not sure why I thought I could do the zipper on wallet. The zip around wallet is a tougher than the necessary clutch wallet, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Those that have made both. Especially if you're not good with zippers. The necessary clutch wallet just has a zipper pocket on the inside, and it's just a basic zipper. So I feel like that's a little bit easier. That's funny. All right, I'm putting all my post in. I'm gonna add glue to the feet where it gets screwed in. It just gives it, don't die, Cookie. Maybe see if I should kind of pattern measures when I saw it. But do I have to call it Leilani? No, you don't. You can call it whatever you want to. You just can't sell the pattern. You can sell finished products. You can call it whatever you want. This glue's a little old. It's not for beginners with the... Oh, I didn't know that NCW was written for beginners or classified as beginners. But yeah, the classic zip around is definitely, I would not recommend that to someone who's never made a wallet before. It's my challenge every time I make it, but I love it. It's a great pattern. Both of them are really great patterns. I came in late to this live. Did you say where you got your flamingo? I have it custom printed. It's not available for purchase. I'm about to buy the NCW. There's a ton of tutorials on YouTube on how to make the NCW. They also have a dedicated Facebook group, and there's a lot of great tools and tricks and different ways to make it there as well. I would definitely recommend, I think it's called NCW Addicts, I think. But join the Facebook group. You're welcome. Okay. Purse feet are installed. And then now I'm going to take one exterior panel. It doesn't matter if it's the front or the back. Lay this along the bottom, sew them together. Sue does excellent. Yeah, I agree. her written instructions, pictures were very helpful for her classic zip around wallet. It's just a more challenging wallet. Okay, now we're going to open this up and do a top stitch right along the edge of the bottom. Do the same thing to the other panel. I only saw in my head. Right? No mistakes ever made. Yeah. Yeah, you'll use a lot of fabric glue with that classic zip around wallet. For sure. Okay, so now we're going to open it up and do a top stitch on this side, just like we did here. You too. I'm going to grab my side pieces, line that up with the bottom, and sew those on. We're just going to put the rest of this together just like we did the inside. Does anybody know if you can download your live videos from YouTube? Normally I download my lives from TikTok and I upload them on YouTube, but I don't know. I know they save the lives for you. But I wonder if I can download it. That way I can put both of those together to make a replay since I started on TikTok. I wanted to get the dollar for the zip around wall right now. Out of country purchases, I'll probably just stick with the rest. Thanks, Natalie. Hey, Arlene. Yeah, I was struggling with TikTok, so I had to move over here. Alright, so our side pieces are sewn on, and then now all we're going to do is bring up the front and the back, clip them together so I can sew my side panel on. I'm just going to sit it in my lap since she's large and in charge now. TikTok is bipolar, yes. Correct. Alright, so that side is clipped together. We're going to do the exact same thing over here. And then after this, we're just going to put the interior into the exterior and then sew them together. This is a drop-in lining finish for the bag. It's a little bit different than traditional drop-in linings, but I'll show you. Okay, so we have our sides attached, and then now we just got to sew them down. Oh, thanks, Tina. I'm obsessed with the colors on this bag. You got the light blue, light pink, dark blues, dark pinks. I can't wait to see it all made. And I really think that the dark blue zipper was a good pick. All right, one more. Alrighty, donezo. So there is a guideline at the top where we are folding over. I forgot to draw it on this side, which is no big deal. I can go ahead and just do that now. It's going to be a bit tougher. The pattern tells you to do it when you're cutting out all your pattern pieces. I'm roguing my own pattern, but it's okay. Here we go. I'm going to still open my side seams. I'm looking for some great vinyl. It's hard to find. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of places that offer custom vinyl where you can have your own vinyl printed. There's a lot of really good Facebook groups that sell custom vinyl. There's actually way more places now that are selling it than when I first started. You just gotta find them. What time is it? Well, 12. My husband's calling me, which he doesn't normally do, because I told him that I'm going live, so I just want to make sure everything's good. Side seams are stitched open, and then now what I'm going to do is use 1/2-inch double-sided tape. I'm going to center the tape on that line, so that way half the tape is above the line, half the tape is below the line. And it'll all make sense in a minute. I'm just going to follow that line all the way around. back to the beginning. I'm going to just take a second, go around, make sure that tape is pressed in really good. It's 6 o'clock. Yeah, it's noon here. So he must be at lunch. All right, I'm going to turn this right side out. Ugh. When I turn it right side out, the bottom tends to get wrinkly. You can't iron the vinyl. You can't iron the vinyl, but I'll show you what I do. I thought there was something wrong with it. It was just the way that it looked when it poked out. I'm gonna warm up my iron. You guys notice what I just did? I just noticed that I forgot to add my rivets. So the top of these get rivets and I did not add them. I still can. I still can. Because the rivets go through the inside lining. So I'm just going to add a couple marks. Y'all, today has been a day. I saw these rivets sitting on the corner and I was like, huh, I didn't use those. All right, 2, 4. 2, 4. Or too distracting. No, you guys are good. It's just my own mind. I don't know what I was thinking. But it's not too late. A Monday of a Tuesday. You have never lied. Okay. So I can still access them, so it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing here. And then the other pocket, the zipper pocket, shouldn't be hard to install those either. And the reason why it's done like this is because the entire weight of the bag on the shoulder straps is going to be on the metal hardware instead of the vinyl fabric. So when the shoulder straps are attached and they come up, it's actually resting on the metal hardware because this is below the metal hardware instead of the top of the fabric. Let me go ahead and just do this over here for this side as well. Monday, Tuesday. All right. Just glad I caught it before I put everything together. Okay. I'm gonna have to do a little maneuvering, but it will work. All right, this side is all done. I'm gonna do the zipper side. This one is not gonna be fun. Okay, there we go. Done. Now what I'm going to do is take off the back of the double-sided tape. I'm going to fold the top over so that it meets the top of that line that I drew. I'm going to clip the corners just because those are really where the stress points are. So adding a couple of clips will just keep that pressed down. And then I'm just going to press that tape down all the way around. So this is going to give us a finished edge on the outside. Just like that. And then we're going to grab the interior. And what I like to do is make sure that my outside zipper pocket, whichever way it opens up, that my inside zipper or my inside zipper closure is opening up the same way. So the pulls are going the same way from this way up, this way up. I'm just going to tuck this right inside. And then what I'm going to do is line up the top of the interior to the bottom of that folded line. And then press that into the tape, because remember, only half of the tape is exposed. The other half is holding down that fold. So I'm going to start with my side seams, line those up. It takes a little bit of getting used to if you've never sewn a bag, finished a bag like this. But to me, it's so much easier than turning the bag through a zippered pocket or turning a bag this big through anything. It just makes it a little easier. All right, so see how the top lines up with that fold? And then all we have to do is one more fold and it is finished. So there's going to be a natural bend where those two layers of fabric meet. And you just fold that down, clip it in place all the way around. And I've seen people make this bag live where they're like, oh, there's no way I can sew this down with all of these folds. If you think about how many layers there are, it's actually the same amount of layers if you were to sew it inside out, turn it right side out, and then do a top stitch. And they were able to, I think the last person that I watched make this, she had a semi-industrial and she got through it fine. Oh, thank you. just keep folding and clipping. And another thing I like about doing it this way is that there's no seam at the top of your bag. The seam is underneath. It's seamless out here, which I really like the look of. All right, one more. And we're gonna sew it down. And take a sip of water and a deep breath. How cute is she though? Okay. Make sure my hardware is pointing down. She's so big. It takes talent and brain to come up with a pattern like this. Thanks, Deanie. Trim my thread where I started. Make sure my iron is on. It sounds like the tsunami alarm is going off. Make sure my husband doesn't message me back. Oh. The tsunami alarm, they actually test it on the first day of every month. And if you hear it on any other day, you should go look out your windows or turn on the news. But that might not be it. It might be something else. Nice. I'm just going to singe my little thread where I started. The air conditioner is right above me. There we go. So that is what it looks like, top stitched, the inside. And again, you don't have a seam on the top of your bag because you folded it over twice. I'm going to stick my iron in to get those wrinkles out. Make sure I get anything that is vinyl out of the way. Give it a little steam. I'm going to turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. And that's usually plenty to get out the wrinkles on the bottom. I might go in with my little iron and get these little corners. We have our key leash. Now I just got to attach the shoulder straps. I'm in love with that dark brown or dark blue zipper that we used. All right, let me clean up. Becky. So here are the straps that we made on TikTok. It feels like forever ago. Oh, that's somebody's cutting grass. That's not the alarm. The tsunami warning. Sounds like a weed eater. It's gotten closer. Thank you guys. Y'all are so sweet. So see, the weight of the bag is actually resting on the rivets and not the material. So I'm gonna grab some rivets. Y'all are so sweet. The last thing I have to do is make a crossbody strap. That's what it looks like with the rivets on. They're not secure yet though. I have this pink crossbody strap, which I think is going to look amazing with it when it's done. I'm going to have to switch out my thread to pink. I might finish that up on TikTok because I know there's a lot of people. And I also want to try my theory about not putting that green screen picture on and see if that makes a difference in me freezing. And then just finish the crossbody strap there. Everything else on the bag is done except for the crossbody strap. But I have noticed that there's a lot of people who haven't come over from TikTok, so I'm going to just finish up. I'm going to get off here when I'm done with this bag, switch out my thread, jump on TikTok, and then make the crossbody strap. But I'll post this finished bag in my Facebook group if you're interested in seeing it. The cork work? Yeah, of course. I've actually made this bag with cotton here as well. I've also made it where everything was cotton except for the straps, the strap connectors, this part, and the connector here. So like this was cotton, this main piece right here was cotton, the bottom was vinyl. But yeah, of course. Cork would work, cotton would work. Canvas would work, cotton canvas would work, waterproof would work. I think one of my testers used waterproof canvas. Thanks, Janice. Okay, all done. She is. So this is the side that has the full-size zipper pocket. And then there are the 2 slip pockets behind there that are sectioned off. This one is a full slip pocket. And then inside, remember we have our key leash right here where we can grab out. Zipper panel closure. Dual slip pockets inside. And then a zipper pocket inside. And then purse feet on the bottom. Such a big bag. So many pockets. I don't think I've ever seen a pocket with this many, or a bag with this many pockets. So cute. Okay, I'm going to switch my thread. I'm going to jump on TikTok and finish the crossbody strap if you would like to see it there. If not, I will see you guys on Thursday, tomorrow on TikTok. Bye.